friends, let's go ahead and start in a seat. Hi, Cameron. He's going to walk by without even saying hi to me, my own family. Alrighty. Take a moment to find your perch, to land. Rock a little left to right, rock a little forward and back. Find yourself right in the middle. And once you feel like you're in the middle of the pelvis, see if you can find the middle of the rib cage, so ribs not too far forward, not too far back. Balanced nicely over the pelvis. And then same thing with the head. Circle the head and neck a couple times. Make sure when you come back after a few little laps around the block, the head is right on the plumb line. The pumpkin balancing on the broomstick. And if it feels okay for you, close the eyes. Otherwise, just let the gaze be the least dominant sense for a moment so that you can really envision those 3 floors. Plug down through the feet. Take your brain all the way down to the legs kindled underneath you, down to that pelvic bowl. Envision the water inside the bowl not sloshing too far forward, too far back, too left, too right. Perfectly balanced. It's like a clear, smooth pond. And then above that, move up a floor to the rib basket, floating over the surface of the pelvis, like a cloud over the pond. And then go up to the 3rd floor, to the head, to the skull. Might feel nice to bring the bottom tips of the ears back just a little bit, so the back of the neck is really long. And then you have that sense from the center of that pelvic bowl, from the center of the rib cage to the center of the skull. Everything is right on that plumb line. And then you can start to notice the breath, how it moves through all 3 floors, filling from bottom to top. You start filling at the basin, all the way up to under surface of the skull, the hairline. So the breath is more than just in the acute muscles of respiration, but really fills the whole container. And not by breathing harshly or heavily, but actually by breathing with more patience, a little bit less speed, to get that sense of filling, truly filling from bottom to top. With your next breath in, reach the arms overhead. So that now the breath goes all the way up to the fingertips. A little left and right reach at the fingertips. Start to open up the sides of the ribs a bit more. When you reach up through the left hand, plug into your left foot or left side of your seat, and then do that with the right side. So it's almost like the other side gets a little bit of air off the seat. It's so kindled from below. The reach is so far above you that you leave the ground a little bit. Yeah, so good. And then plug both sides of your seat in, reach both sets of fingertips up, and then just add the fold at the elbows. Hand to hand, elbow to elbow, making a frame. Lift the elbows higher into the hands and broaden the space across the collarbones by sending the elbows wider into the hands. And then plug in your feet again. Go from the left foot to the right elbow. Find a breath on that diagonal, cross-referencing the right lung, the left kidney. Filling up the space in the organs, not just in a diagonal line. And then right foot to left elbow, left lung to right kidney. Find that space. Puff up the organs. And then both feet, both elbows, the whole container full, but not from a forceful breath. And then on the exhale, keep the hands on the elbows. Just bring the frame down. Keep it wide and widen it even a little more down here so you really feel the collarbones broaden. And we'll start to take that back and forth. Inhale to find your way up. Exhale to bring the frame down. So every time you lift up, we're aiming for ears in line with the elbows. Doesn't need to be further back than that. You can think about the bottom tip of the shoulder blade dialing in as the elbows lift up, so you're not giving the low ribs away when you do this. You're not dumping forward. There's still that sense of a plumb line Just now the front body's opening a tiny bit more than the back body. Armpits are opening, letting in some fresh air to all the sweaty, juicy bits. So nice. Take a few more, and you can really choose your own adventure here. If you need to pump yourself up a little bit, well, you go a little bit quicker, you breathe a little bit more. If you want to keep it nice and slow and steady, calm, you go a little bit slower, you breathe a little bit less. Good. And then the next time you're up here again, stay. Pull apart all the corners. Take a full breath in. Then on the exhale, keep the length. Just let the arms rain around you. Go wide, 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 wide. And once the arms fall, just roll the shoulders up and back and down. Notice what the breath does. Good. If the teeth are all clenched together, separate them. Try to find the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Good. And then arms wide, palms up, elbows bend to take the shoulders this time. Lift the elbows a little bit more than you think you need to. Plug in your feet. Inhale, spin to the left. Exhale, spin to the right. So it's in and it's out. It's in and it's out. Think about the base of your body staying rooted, the foundation of the house, immovable. We're just oscillating here on the second floor. In and out, from dawn to dusk, from moon to sun, from feminine to masculine, all the polarities oscillating between them right through the center, so you can really decide where you want to be along that continuum. In and out. Good. Take a few more. Again, it can be slow, it can be calming, it can be quicker, it can be energizing. Also a nice way to open up the muscles of respiration in the thoracic spine, in the rib cage. Good. And then next time you exhale through the right, come back to center, just pause, lift the elbows, spin the armpits forward. Take a full breath in as the arms reach outside to side. And then just let them go. So nice. All right, let's find ourselves off of our block, not yet in a table. You might want to block for some support, but let's start right away tucking the toes. Let's get into the feet. So if this is a very painful position for your feet, one, do it more. Two, you can also add blocks. Block under the knees can change up the angle, make it a little bit less intense at the sole of the foot. A block between the butt and the heels can do that as well. So you can set yourself up however you need to feel more supported. Otherwise, knees to the ground. There's a right angle at the sole of the foot. Okay, you can always take a block to measure that. And then fish out the pinky toe, all 10 toe knuckles participating. Good. And then take your thumb, put it against the inner palm, let the other four fingers wrap around the thumb so it's like a little secret, and then bring them in like you're gonna ride a camel and start to bounce. If you want, you can pace it to an exhale. Through the nose, out, 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 lean back, Jack. Yep, shoulders over hips, good. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go. When you're ready to breathe in, unclench the hands, reach them up. And then on the exhale, keep all the length, bring them down, shift forward, point the toes. Let the heels splay. So now the big toes will come together towards one another. Okay. Again, if you need some support, you can have blocks underneath the hands, but they're not really there to bear all your weight into. They would be wider just to give you a little support. And we're lifting one knee and the other. Fingertips can also just be right on the ground too. And then just notice my torso isn't changing. My shoulders over my hips are not moving. So I'm not rounding the spine. I'm not leaning too far back to get out of it. My weight stays centered. And then again, just notice what happens up in the jaw. Unclench, unfurl. Don't forget to breathe. And then maybe both at the same time. This is the one where you really got to be mindful about the torso staying pretty neutral. Good. Yeah, Paula's getting after it. She's doing circles on a wooden dock. Oh, God bless. All right. And then once you're like, okay, I've had enough of that one, come back. Let's do the first one. It'll feel so much easier. Tuck the toes. Just bring the arms up this time. Make cups with the hands. Go from the plug of the ball of the left foot to the reach of the cup of the right palm. Find that diagonal. And then the plug of the ball of the right foot to the reach of the cup of the left palm. My shoulders are still over my hips. Good. Maybe a little bounce, just a little bounce. Good. So the balls of the foot, they're bouncy, they're buoyant. You don't want to let them get flat, like a flat tire. Good. All right. Reach up, get long, keep the length as the arms come down. One more time, point the toes. You can, ride your little bicycle here. You can lift both. You could say, I don't really want to move too much in this position, and just use a block like a boundary underneath the shins and just pause if the sensation is a lot with the movement. You can circle. No matter which one you choose, breathe. Be conscious of your breath. It will help. If you're circling, just make sure you go both ways. Yes. Good. And then set the knees down. Come forward to a table just for a moment, and then you can slap out the feet if it feels nice. Good. Tuck the toes again. Find the fingertips. Just bounce the buttock bones toward the heels. Find the ball of the foot. Good. And then keep the hips next to the heels. Crawl your hands over to the right. Really stamp down through that left foot. Crawl the left fingertips out. Hands not too narrow, so there's space for the lungs to really move through. Send the left outer hip back. Crawl the sternum forward. Good. And then go back for the center. Plug in the right foot along the way, opening up the right lung. So normally we do this with pointed toes. Find the terrain under that right foot. Really stamp it down. It's more of like a sport mode version of this opening of the lateral sheaths of the body. Good. Come back to the center. Now come back to your table. Plug in the feet. Lift one knee and then the other so the feet feel like anchors, not just accessories to the heaviness of the knees. Good. Spin the middle fingers together to touch. Once you ground both feet again to get the measure shoulder to shoulder, then you can spin the hands back out. Really find the knuckles of the hands, the mounds of the hands, so you're shifted forward into the potential. And then start to put a wave in it. Tail moves back, sternum moves forward. You pull it apart. Think about length more than just putting a drop of the belly button down towards the mat. And then as you exhale again, it's tail rounding, going across the bridge of the spine until you reach the head. And when you're in that spinal flexion, don't just shift towards the heels of the hand. Stay in the whole hand as you move back and forth here. Don't let the feet be forgotten. Never forget where you came from. Go back and forth. Looks good. Good. Lainey, pause for a second. Bend your elbows like this. And then take your inner elbows and spin them towards the front of the room. Yes, that's what I want. That's a weight-bearing arm. Good. Go for a few more. Again, choose your own adventure. Do you need more energy? Do you need to go faster? Do you want to take it slow, take it easy, cool off in the summer morning heat? Go slower. All right. Once you feel satisfied with that, come back to center. Go ahead and pick up the right hand, flip it, reground it so the heels of the hands are in line with one another. Find the thumb of the right hand, give the right elbow a little bend, spread through both collarbones, and then circle around that right wrist. Plug in the feet so you feel your belly hone in, so everything is supported. And again, don't forget the flow of your breath. Makes these little sensations or big sensations a lot easier to manage. Good. Don't look down behind you. There's nothing to see. Let the sternum look forward in front of you. Good. And then switch directions. Spin it the other way. Very good. And then come back to the center. Right hand sweeps behind you. Reach the right arm up. Find a big wingspan. Turn the palm forward. Follow it. Bring it back around so both hands face forward like normal. And then pick up your left hand, flip it, reground it, heels of the hands in the same line. Plug in the thumb. Spread the collarbones. Don't let the left elbow lock out. Take a little circle around the left wrist. Here's a really nice opportunity because we're not doing a movement that's crazy intense in terms of using our energy. It's a good time to practice slowing down that breath, lightening up the breath when we're not upside down, when we're not transitioning. Good time to practice a little bit of that breath control. Switch directions. Circle the other way. Good. And then pause in the center. Hand comes back towards your left hip. Reach it up. Follow the thumb with your hand as you reach up and back around. Yeah, nice, Nina. Good. All right, shift back towards your heels. Interlace the hands down to the webbing. Good. Put the backs of the hands on the ground. Good. And then just rock forward and back here. Lift your butt, drop your butt. Lift your butt, drop your butt. Get into the backs of the hands. Hard candy shell. Good. And then next time your butt is at your heels, stay. You move the pinky side edge of the hands closer to your knees. Thumbs find the ground. And then flip the pancake. Your butt will probably lift. All right. Press the ground away. Spread the collarbones. Let the sternum move through. Walk your knees closer towards your hands. Knees come to step on the backs of the hands. Sit your butt back down. Try not to lock out the elbows completely. Find the thumb side of the hand. Little micro bend of the elbows. Spread of the collarbones. Bring the lungs through the arms. Yeah. Getting the butt down is like a little bit of a process. But don't forget the breath. It's an integral part of that process. Soften the jaw, separate the teeth. Oh my goodness. That's it. Looks good. Nice, KJ. All right, and then step off of your hands. Oh my goodness. Unflip. Crawl them forward. Child's pose. Hands can be in front of you, wider arms, palm face up, or you can take them back behind you, palms face up. Just take a moment to, not throw your wrists around, shake your hands in the air. Just let them ground. Let them be still so that you can really notice all those little channels opening up in the wrists. Let the head be grounded on a block or the surface of your mat. You can rock a little left to right, the swaying motion, really soothing for the nervous system. And then when you're ready, hands crawl forward if they're behind you. Tuck the toes. Lift up into down dog. It'll be a shorter down dog from that measure. It's okay. Take the opportunity to pedal out the feet. Do any little personal movements that just feel good before we start to refine the architecture of the pose. A little swish left to right. All right, and then just step your right foot in like half a footprint so the heel can graze the ground. And once you find the foot there, lift all your toes up, spread them wider in the right foot, and then place the toes down so they're wider. There's a bigger spread across the foot east to west, and then find the knuckles, press the ground away, send the right outer hip back, all the feels from the arch of the foot up to the hamstring. Soften the jaw. Good, and then step the right foot back. Let's do the same thing with the left. It steps in a little bit so the heel can graze the ground. Lift all the toes of the left foot. Spread the webbing of the toes, and then set the toes down as far apart as you can so you get more spread and opening and more reach of the left big toe forward. It'll help accentuate the true arch of the left foot. And then press the ground away, tiny bend of that left knee, send the left outer hip up and back from the plug of the left big toe. Oh, hurts so good. All right, left foot steps back, bend the knees a few times down towards the ground, vision comes forward, lift the butt up. So just pumping the legs. It's like a little hover of child's pose, and then up to your down dog, and just pump the legs a few times. Good. All right. And then bend your knees and shift forward to plank pose. You might have to walk the hands a handprint forward to really get the measure here. Heels over the balls of the feet. Press the ground away. From the feet plugging in, send the crown of the head forward. Nice. These look really good. Little forward jack. Find the feet and then move forward through the chest. Good. Nice, Rob. Back to down dog. Proper length. Heels lift. Knees bend. Press through the knuckles to send the outer hips further away from the outer shoulders. And then spin those shoulders forward. Spin the armpits forward. Find the big toe mounds. Widen the heels just a micro amount so the inner groins spin back. Full breath here. Exhale easily. And then let's put that wave in it again. Inhale forward to plank pose. Exhale back to dog pose. Go back and forth, your own rhythm, but nailing each pose. So going from the equilateral triangle, 60-degree angle, to 90-degree angle at the forearm and the floor. Staying in the feet the entire time. That's it. When you're in the down dog, you're not looking back at your feet. The vision is slightly back compared to the plank, but you're not dropping the head completely. Yeah, so strong, Paula. Beautiful. Nice. All right, next time you're in that plank pose, lower the knees down. Point the toes. Child's pose. Now with the toes tucked, walk your hands over towards the right. Feel how it's different sending the outer left hip back here, reaching the left fingertips forward here. Is it a different feeling in the left side body as you take a breath in? Good. And then plug in the right foot. Walk over to the left side. Send the right outer hip back. Reach the right fingertips forward. Is it a different place with the toes pointed that you can feel as you breathe into the right side? Good. Back to center. Locate your blocks. You want them on the second highest height, like a little bridge, maybe 2/3 of the way up the mat. Good. And then you can put your hands in front of them, tuck your toes, find your plank pose as a measure. And then your down dog, when you come back here, the blocks kind of rest at the hairline or the top of the forehead. Okay? There'll be a boundary for the upper arm as well. Good? Good. All right. Stay in your feet. Come forward to plank pose. Stay in the feet. And then keep moving the pubic bone forward so the pubic bone, front of the hips, grazes the blocks. Good. And then come up on the fingertips. Let it be a little bit lighter for a second. Yeah, find the feet. Let the feet feed the legs. Let the legs feed the spine. Let the spine feed the crown of the head. Yes. Not all from the chin. Think about the back of the head lifting as well. Good. All right, and then find your palms again. You're just coming down a level, but you keep the buoyancy in the chest. All right. Think about the front of the pelvis where your hip crease is. That's what moves up and back to come back to the down dog. And now the head is where the pelvis was. So we're going to go back and forth here. Inhaling forward, you have to stay in your feet. Pubic bone finds the blocks. So keep anchoring behind you. Collarbone spread. On the exhale, you take it back to down dog, lengthening open the front body. Even here. Good. And then go back and forth. So you have the boundary for the head and for the pelvis. Good. Don't let the blocks be a dumping ground. They're really there as a boundary. Keep reaching back through the feet. It'll give you more lift up through the upper body. Yes. That's it, Lainey. Good. So good. Nice, Rob. All right. Very, very good. When you're back in your up dog, stay there. Flip your right wrist. Flip your left wrist. Find your feet again. Spread your collarbones. It's like you're ripping your shirt apart with your collarbones so the lungs can really move through. All right, my wrists are too far forward. I can see that in my camera. All right, you really have to stay in your feet for this one. All you do is go back through your feet and forward through your head, wide through your shoulders. The elbows will bend as a result, just to a 90-degree angle, and then you press yourself up. So go back through your feet, forward through your head. So think less about bending the elbows and more about moving those 2 points apart. From the feet, the crown of the head moves forward. That's what bends the elbows. Yes. Go further forward through the crown of the head. Forward, 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 forward. Yes. So nice, Hanya. Beautiful, Paula. Stop there. You don't have to go too low. Good. All right. Come back to the up dog. Flip the wrists. Come back to the knees. Just take a moment. What we can do is add another boundary. So you'll take just one of the blocks for the pelvis. Take your second block, put it perpendicular, and it's going to be for your chest. So measure in plank. If you need to flush it out through down dog, great. Come forward to your up dog. It'll be a little bit more narrow. Flip the palms. They're right under the shoulders. Find your feet. Like I'm so in my feet, it's easy for me to lift my pubic bone up off the blocks. Yeah. And then again, think about going forward. Elbows will have to bend to lower you. And then that block is there as a boundary. That's as far as you need to go. And then pull it apart here. Go down to the feet, crown of the head forward, shoulders wide. Exhale, press up. Yeah. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. And just do that a couple more times. That's it, KJ. Yeah, you got it. Oh. Nice, Jack. Beautiful, Lainey. Don't let the head drop too much. Stay more bottom heavy than top heavy. These look really good. All right. Next time you're up, back to your fingertips, just take a moment. And then either fingertips or palms, take it to your down dog, pedal out the legs, get heavier in the lower body. You can bring the palms down if you like. Just stay in the knuckles. So good. And then lower yourself down so you can move these blocks out of the way. And just sit up for a moment. Sit up for a moment. Interlace the hands, reach them overhead. Yeah, Lainey's instincts were right. Just reaching them up overhead. Lift an imaginary block above the head. Spin the armpits forward. Feel the breath from the bottom of the container to the top. Those 3 floors stacked beautifully. Good. And then bring the arms down. Roll the shoulders up and back and down. Good. Okay. Very, very nice. Find your down dog. It should feel so easy compared to what we just did. It should be like, oh my God, this is a resting pose. Step your right foot forward to your lunge. Good. Crawl the hands out, 10 and 2 o'clock. Lift the back thigh. So remember that up dog emphasis in the feet. Same thing in that left foot here. And then from the right knee moving forward into the right armpit and your anchor behind you, the left knee comes down. and just roll the knee around in the armpit. Flush that out a little. Take it as a moment to regain control of your smooth, steady breath. Good. And then go the other direction. That's it. Come back to center, hips at 3 and 9 o'clock. Find your back foot to rise forward. Reach it up. Find the spin of the armpits forward. Nice external rotation, spread across the front of the chest, lifting the ribcage up off of the pelvis. Finding the ball of the front foot, finding the plug of the back foot, moving everything forward. Nice. Think about lifting up through the left hand more, Nina, to lift that left hip more. Yep. And then right hip back. Yes. And then even it out with the reach of the hands. Move forward. Yes. Good. Good, good, good. All right. Bring the arms down, interlace them behind you. Roll the shoulders up and back and down. Keep the inner elbows moving together, or press the fist down and away from you. Still moving forward. I always imagine like I'm the emblem on like a really fancy car here. I'm just moving forward through the streets. All right, see if you can keep the chest this open as you unbind, unwind, and reach forward. Armpit to the knee. Lift your back thigh, plug in your right foot to send your right butt back, Parsvottanasana. Torso stays connected to the thigh as you drape over your extended front leg. Move your butt a little to the left so there's more room to send your right outer hip up and back. Let the hands be wide and forward so you're not really using them to hold you up. Good, and then drop your head. Drop your head. Let it go. Yes. Take a full breath into your backside. Good. And then on your next inhale, move forward to the lunge. Crawl your hands over to the left so that you come to a nice wide angle facing the side of your mat. Good. Find a halfway lift first to send the hips back, but bend the knees forward and be in the balls of the feet. Drag the floor towards you to lengthen the front of the spine. And then drape over, drop the head. Take your hands as wide as your feet and then flip onto the tops of the hands. Let the head drop. Make the motion like you're ripping the mat apart and also bringing the arches of the feet up towards the pelvis. Head just drops, dangles, arms not needed to hold you up. Nice. Beautiful. Take another full breath here. And then come back to that halfway lift, fingertips under the shoulders. Take it a little left and right, bending into the right knee to elongate the inner left thigh, bending into the left knee to elongate the inner right thigh. Think about the shoulders and the hips moving on the same plane. You're just rocking it left to right. Stick your butt out more, lengthen through the middle of your back. Yeah, that's it, Paula. Good. Lainey, bend your knees more so you're not nose diving. There you go. Good. Nice, Nina. Gorgeous. All right. Next time you come back to that right leg bent, crawl the right hands over to the right, pivot your back in your lunge. Feet will be on more of a tightrope, so just go ahead and cross the right leg over the left as you come back to your down dog. And then bend your knees. Plug in the balls of the feet, lift the buttock bones, especially the plug of the right ball of the foot, which is on your left side, to lift of the right hip. That's the one that'll want to drop. Wrap the armpits forward. Hug the upper inner thighs together. Come forward to plank pose with these crossed legs. The left hip kind of needs to rainbow over to face the mat more. Good. And then stay in the balls of the feet. Come forward to your up dog. Stay in the feet. Spread the collarbones. Yes. And then hips move you up and back to down dog. Good. Walk your hands back to your feet. Hang over in a cross-legged hang here. Drop the head. Give it a little shake yes, a little shake no. Plug in the right big toe. Send the right buttock bone up in the air. Drop your head again. And then crawl forward out to your plank pose. Find the feet, hug the legs, find the feet, hug the legs. Both hips face the mat evenly. So left hip shines a little bit down, right hip lifts up. Good. And then back to your down dog. Put your feet on right and just notice the difference after being bound up, after having only done one side. Notice the difference as you breathe into the body here. 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Bend your knees, press the ground away. One more. And then find the right foot as your anchor. Left foot steps forward into battle. Come to your lunge. Good. Crawl the hands out. Left knee into the armpit, right foot a strong anchor. So the right knee can lower down right where it is. You're not losing any length. Good. Knee rolls around in that left armpit. Use it as a moment to slow down your breath. Enjoy these more leisurely moments to balance out your effort. Good. Go both ways. Good. And then come back to the middle. Hug the inner thighs together, plug in that back foot, come forward to come up, shoulders over hips, just like in every pose we were doing to open up the feet. It's the same thing here. Really helps the diaphragm fully descend when the ribs aren't too forward, or we're obviously not rounding back. That nice even moving forward of the pelvis, rib cage floating on top of it. Good. This time you can either interlace behind you again, or you could interlace at the back of the head. It's another option, and let the elbows lift. The elbows are lifting up, slight diagonal. Armpits are wrapping in. Back foot stays plugged in. Front heel stays light. Nice. Yeah, lift the left elbow a little bit more, Rob. Yes, good. All right, either with your elbows moving forward or unwinding the hands, come forward to lengthen, 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 lengthen. Armpit meets the knee again. Lift your back thigh, move your butt a little bit to the right, plug in the left big toe this time, send the left buttock bone back. Drop your head, keep connected torso to thigh. Knee is still in the armpit, so the knee isn't fully jammed back straight. Really drop the head. Crawl your fingertips wide and far. Breathe into the back body and the front of the left leg, which is the hamstring side of the leg. That's anatomically the front of the leg. Here your tongue naturally fits the roof of your mouth, naturally invites a more spacious nasal breath in. Good. Next inhale, knee comes back into the armpit. Hands crawl over to the right. Pivot your back in this wide angle, facing the side of the mat. Bend your knees a little bit. Find the balls of the feet. Send your outer hips back at the same time. Pull the ground towards you. Drop the head. This time, arms can be wide again, palms face up, or you could crawl them behind you or forward in front of you. Just a position that feels more sure-footed, less heavy-handed. Pull the mat apart with your feet. Hug the arches up so that the head can drop. The torso can be light from the stability of the leg. Yes. Good. Go for it, Hanya. Beautiful. Think about the north and the south, and the east and the west in every pose. So you can find your breath right in the middle of those axes. Good. All right. Hands come back underneath the shoulders when you're ready. Start to take it left and right, bending into one knee and then the other. You might feel ready to start to bend further into the knee and turn the opposite toes up towards the ceiling for a skandasana shape. You can keep the hands grounded. Doesn't have to be the most challenging version of it ever. Hands could come off the ground. When you transition to the other side, just keep it low, working on that mobility in the hips. Kind of like hugging the feet together here if you're going for the skandasana so that there's a lifting up and out. Yep. Try not to round your back, Lainey. Chest forward, butt back. Yes. Good. Opposite of your computer work. Yeah, good. All right. Back and forth one more time. Be gentle. It doesn't have to be the most stretchiest thing in the world. Just let it feel good in the body. And then come over back towards the left. Pivot. You're on that tightrope lunge, so that the left foot can now step in front of the right foot, and you're back in your cross-legged down dog. So make sure there's some space between the feet. Try to cross nice and high up on the thighs if you can. Find the balls of the feet. Lift the buttock bones up so you get more space. Plug of the hand to the lift of your seat. Especially that left big toe, plug it in. Especially that left buttock bone, lift it up. Find that diagonal. Hug the thighs together. Next inhale brings you forward to your plank pose. Get the right measure if you need to adjust your hands forward a little bit. Now the right front of the right hip has to shine down towards the mat so the left hip can lift up a little bit. Find the feet, go forward through the crown of the head, stay here, or keep moving forward from the plug of your feet. Emphasis being from the plug of your feet to find your up dog. Yes. And then from the hips, up and back. Knees bend as a result. Hands walk back towards the feet. Hang over. Torso to thigh. Drop the head. Right knee bends into the back of the left knee. Left big toe plugs in. Left buttock bone lifts up. Head drops. Take a moment here. What is your breath doing? Gives a good indication of what your mind might be doing. Good. And then look forward. Crawl yourself all the way back out to that plank pose. Find the feet. Let the feet be heavier than the hands. Both hips face down towards the mat. And take it back to your down dog, cross-legged one more time. And then unweave, unwind. Wow. Find the stability of all four on the floor, hopefully even now. Armpits spin in, buttock bones lift up. And then shift forward, plank pose. Knees come down, toes point. Fold it up here in your child's pose. Take it as a little report card. How are the front of the hips doing? How's that fold? How's the breath? Arms can come back behind you or stay out in front of you, just a position that allows you to feel like you're working toward fitting yourself better. Breathing into the back body. Breathing into the lower spine. Good. Rock a little right to left. Good. And then bring your nose forward, bring your chin forward, rise it up, reach it up. Grounded below, light above. Arms come wide as you hinge forward. Think butt back, crown of the head forward. Same thing as in that up dog to chaturanga. And then hands all the way forward. And then bring your elbows down, lift your seat. Okay? And then interlace the hands down to the webbing. Let the pinky fingers go free so you have a nice flat edge. Hug your elbows together. Press the ground away. Tuck the toes. Take it to your dolphin pose. Keep hugging the armpits towards the heart. Lifting the tail up and back. Think as the forearms, outer hands plug down, outer seat can lift up. Nice. If there's one shoulder that's feeling pinchy, wrap that elbow in more. That's the one that wants to kind of go rogue. Good. Few more breaths here. Soften the face. Head is not bearing weight here. Good. And then lower the knees. Point the toes. One more time back to that child's pose. Just feel the reverberation. Feel the echo. Rock a little left to right. Crawl the hands out in front of you. And this time, butt lifts, elbows down, hands stay apart. Slide through yourself to high cobra. Feel how plugged in you can feel from the center of the palm to the center of the armpit. Pulling current after doing all the wrist work, all the shoulder work, all the leg work. Should feel like the crown of the head can just reach taller. Yeah. And then on your way back to child's pose, change course, tuck the toes, lift it up to your down dog. Step the right foot forward. Good. Lower the back knee down. Bring the right arm on the inside of the right leg. Good. You can keep the hand in the heel grounded. Elbow can bend to find the shin, or you can walk the right hand over towards the left hand. Inner knee and outer shoulder, they stay connected. Move your butt to the left. Let the left arm just dangle. You don't need it bearing weight. You don't even need the right arm bearing weight, if we're being honest. And then knee pushes the arm to bring this right shoulder around, but not if the shoulder and the ear are married together. Lift up out. Then we can really bring the shoulder around to let the left arm lift up. Your left outer hip moves to the left as you spin to the left. So like both sides of the body are revolving in towards the center. The right hand is light. The left arm makes it lighter by lifting up. Yeah, Hanya's taking the hand to her heart. That's a really nice one. Soften the jaw. Find the back foot. Go taller through the crown of the head. Move the right inner knee forward. Good. And then maybe the left arm comes over the ear. Big reach from the left pinky toe to the left ring finger. Pull it apart. Knee pushes the arm. Come around, Nina. Don't look down. Knee pushes the arm. So instead of being closed off, open it up. Yes, that's it. And then reach around. Come back around. Put your right arm on its right side. Good. Notice the breath. Take it a few times. Flush it back. Open up the right hamstrings. Good. All right. And then come back forward. Come up. Okay. I'll show you from this side. It'll be easier. Right hand, right knee, left arm lifts. Plug down through the back foot to reach up through the left hand. Left elbow starts to come around, past the elbow, armpit to knee. Good. Fist with the left hand, look down to start. Plug in the back foot, send the crown of the head further off your plumb line. Move your right hip back and your right knee forward at the same time. Right hand is a mitt on the fist of the left hand. Get out of that bottom shoulder to come around to the right. Light on that bottom shoulder. Soften the jaw. Plug in the back foot, send the crown of the head forward. Breathe into the right lung. That's it. Yeah, you can lift your back thigh if you're feeling really sporty this morning. Feel free. Crown of the head away from the body. That's it. Let the legs feed the spine. Come around. Left butt to the left. Nice, Lainey. Beautiful. And then come back around. Knee can come down. Unwind the torso. Take it back to your down dog. It should feel different side to side. Notice how the breath responds. If you need to come down to a child's pose, if that's more supportive for letting the breath recoup, totally fine. Armpits wrap in. A few slow, deep breaths here. Absorb it. Really notice the asymmetricality. So when we come back after the second side, you can really notice the symmetricality. Left foot steps forward. Crawl the hands forward. Send the foot back behind you. Lower the right knee down. Don't lose any space. That's really important for the twist. Like if we're twisting from a rounded spine, it's very hard to get around ourselves. The right knee lowering down right where it is to keep all the length in the spine becomes important for the rotation in the spine. All right. Left arm on the inside. Again, you can keep it grounded to the leg, one big pillar, or you can move the left hand over towards the right for a little more space. Go north to south, tail to crown. Go east to west. Pull the outer hips apart without letting the knee move away from the outer shoulder. Move your butt to the right. As your left arm brings your left shoulder around, there's space ear to shoulder. Right arm lifts up. Light on that bottom hand from how far high up you're reaching with the right hand. Move forward from the plug of the back foot. Wrap the right butt wide. Wrap the left inner knee around, in towards the center. That's it. Think collarbones wide. Collarbones wide. That's it. Knee pushes arm. Maybe the right arm comes over the ear, so it's one long line. That's it. Collarbones wide still. Collarbones wide. A little fist between your shoulder blades, punching you forward. Yes. And then drape it back around. Arm on its own side, left arm on its own side. Find the center, flush it back a few times. Open up those left hamstrings. Use it as a palate cleanse. Regain control of the breath. Flush out some heat. Good. And then when you're ready, back at that lunge, make your way all the way up. Been here before. Should feel like a shoe that's worn in. Left hand, left knee. Arm should be straight if you're leaning enough back. Full length of the spine. Right side goes wide. Right side wide to come around to the left. Armpit to knee. Look down and forward to start. Plug in your back foot and move your left knee further in towards your left armpit. Left knee into the right armpit. And then widen your right butt wide. Left hand like the mitt. And then punch up and away. Get out of that bottom shoulder. You're not wearing your shoulder like an earring on that right ear. Pull it apart north to south. Pull it apart east to west. Find the breath in the middle. If you like, you can lift that back leg. I find that actually helps me find more space north to south to find the crown of the head moving further off the plumb line. Soften the jaw. Let the breath be smooth into that left lung. If the back leg is lifted, really lift it, and then use that energy to go further out to the crown of the head. That's it, KJ. When you're ready, come down. Come back around. Go slow, unwinding the spine. Lift your back thigh. Take it back to down dog. And again, now you've done both sides. What can you notice? What doesn't feel as heavy? Where is there space that's allowing you to really lift and open up this pose for a more expansive, functional breath? 360 degrees around the torso. Good. Come forward to plank pose, maybe through to one last up dog if you're feeling like that's what's calling your name. Stay in the feet. Toes point, child's pose. Just a little rest up to notice the fold at the front of the hips. Notice the space in the gills of the lungs, sides of the body. Breathe into the spine, up and down its entire length. And then make your way up so you can come to sit on your bum, legs out in front of you. Legs out in front of you. Move your bum to the middle of the mat. Have blocks within arm's reach. Lower down to your back. Keep the knees bent to start. When you get there, it should feel really nice. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Windshield wipe the knees left to right. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Notice which leg feels easier in internal rotation, which leg feels easier in external rotation, as you lubricate the sacroiliac joints, the connection between the spine and the pelvis, corners of the circuit breaker. Good. And then come back to center. Bring your feet more of the hips with distance. Take one of your blocks. Put it under your sacrum. Start there. Notice how it feels. And then if and when you're ready, find the feet. Send the knees forward. Lift the sternum up towards the chin. Add a second block. I like to do 2 blocks
on their highest height put together. That seems to be a nice height for me. You might be lower, you might be higher. When you get to that point where the blocks are supporting the sacrum, again, just like when they were under our pubic bone, they're not a dumping ground. So tuck your shoulder blades under you just a little bit. Find the balls of the feet. Send the knees forward in your mind, inner knees forward. And then from that trajectory, find the opposite, sternum lifting up towards the tuck of the chin. So you're lengthening out the front body to slacken the back body. Remember when I asked you to spread your toes in that little stretch of our calf and down dog? Do it here. Spread the toes and set the feet down better. So you have more connection to the ground. So you're not just here in this shape waiting for class to end. You're pulling current from the ground beneath you, like a conduit, pulling that energy from the feet, letting the knees move forward, letting the sternum lift up, letting that energy flow throughout the entire body before exhaling out. Opening up the front line of the body. Really a vulnerable position. But finding strength from the props, strength from the feet, strength from all the support, all the groundedness to hold you up so that it doesn't feel just open and bare. It feels strong, it feels connected, it feels plugged in, it feels very intentional. And then again, from pulling it apart north and south, finding the width east and west, the breath is right there in the middle for you, turning a flat map into a real terrain. Let's take 3 more breaths here together, trying to really follow them in your mind. See if just for 3 breaths you cannot get distracted. Let the mind stay on the breath. Good. And swallow, swish the tongue around the teeth, move the toes and the fingers a little bit. Just get ready to come off of the blocks, lifting the pelvis up, maybe coming down in a graduated approach. If not, you want to let this butt stick out so the tail comes down first, and then unfurl the shoulder blades. Good. You can widen the feet, let the knees knock in for a moment, just to give some more space, some more width to the sacrum. You can feel the pooling, the slackening of the inner groin, slackening of the psoas channels here. Letting everything drip down towards that basin of the pelvis. And if it feels nice for your body, you can stretch the legs long, really reaching the legs long before you set the heel down. So there's space, space, space. Reaching the arms overhead. Feet and fingertips moving in opposite directions. Stretch out the midline to bring that belly in your mind's eye like the smooth surface of a pond. Smoother the water, the clearer the reflection, easier to look back at yourself. And then on your exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest from a good fold at the front of the hips. Rock a little left, a little right. Always feels so good. And then roll onto one side so you can gently pick yourself up to sit. And then we'll end the way we began in a nice tall seat. The same but different. When you get there, if it feels nice, just close the eyes or soften the gaze. And again, find those 3 floors in your mind. Even,
basin of the pelvis, even floating rib cage, skull, able to see in all directions, like there's eyes on every side of the skull, perfectly balanced around. And then again, that same breath from the bottom, the shell of the pelvic floor, to the shell of the inner skull, breathing up and down that whole space, that encapsulated space. Is there a little bit more ease? Is there a part of you that can be filled without effort now? Next time you breathe in, arms reach up. Palms come together. Keep the length in the sides of the waist as you exhale the hands back down towards the heart. Take one more breath in just for you. And then let it go. Let the practice go. Come back, continue to build on it. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful Monday. You're welcome.
So good.